Welcome to MarcusG.tv. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Today we're going to talk about GMOs, specifically Chipotle Grill. Jamie, do you remember this last spring when Chipotle Grill made the announcement that they were going GMO-free, and you saw the signs on the doors?
Yes. Didn't we see commercials too?
We saw commercials. We saw signs.
Ads.
We saw signs on the doors of Chipotle's. We see a lot of Chipotle's in New York City when we go to New York City, and
Well, we saw it on Facebook as well.
saw it on Facebook as well, and that is probably one of the only fast food restaurants that we probably would eat in.
Right.
They have the sofritos, the tofu sofritos that are really insanely good. They have black beans, they have brown rice, they have guacamole, they have lots of lettuce, fresh tomatoes, their salsas are great. So when we go there, of course, we eat plant-based, and the tofu sofritos, or whatever they're called, are delicious. You can get that all on top of a salad and whatnot. It's really good. So we saw the signs, GMO-free, at Chipotle. So we were like, oh wow, this is cool, right? Was that your first impression?
That was my first impression, was wow, this is cool. This is great to know that I can go somewhere, rely upon having GMO-free food, and trust what was happening,
Right.
what they were saying.
Now, I was skeptical from the get-go. I was like, I know how hard it is to source GMO-free food. Owning Aromatime, and our goal here, our mission is to exclude all GMOs. However, it is so darn difficult to buy ingredients that are certified GMO-free, that are organic. It's not easy for a restaurant to do that. The food supply system does not encourage that. So either things are a lot more money, or they're just not available from a lot of the distributors. We have to piecemeal so many different distributors just to get this product, that product, and it's really a pain in the ass to do it, but it's worth it at the end. But I've always said, what about, like, we serve a lot of bourbon here. Like, we have no idea if a lot of that bourbon is made from GMO corn.
Right.
We have no idea. Yeah, we have a certified organic bourbon here, and we have bourbons that are local that say, oh no, we're using local GMO-free, but there's no affidavit signed, there's no testing being done. So unless all that's being done, I can't assume that it's GMO-free. We got rid of high fructose corn syrup years and years and years ago here. We barely had it. We had it in the sodas on the gun for a little while, but now we have an organic soda sweetened with agave. So our sodas are totally, clean, pure products. So here's an article that I found, Jamie, in Fox Business.
Okay.
Chipotle still serves GMOs under non-GMO regulations. Chipotle has come on.
How can they do that?
Well, here's the article. Chipotle has come under fire this week over whether or not the company is completely GMO-free. This is from September 2015. As FoxBusiness.com reported, that may not be the case. We also asked the nonprofit group committed to verifying non-GMOs, genetically modified organisms, to weigh in. The Non-GMO Project, which is, we use a lot of ingredients here at Aromatime that are certified from the Non-GMO Project. I love seeing that logo, by the way. That's what I look for. The Non-GMO Project does not require that animals eat a non-GMO diet in order to earn this seal for animal-derived products, meat, dairy, etc. So that's really interesting. So you can still feed animals GMO products, GMO corn, and this and that.
And they can be considered GMO-free.
GMO-free.
That's interesting.
So the lack of government oversight is one of the reasons the Non-GMO Project was started, which I agree. There's just no way to label things, which we should. I mean, over 60 countries label food, whether it's genetically modified or not. There's no reason why the U.S. should not be labeling. The only reason we don't label is because of the big money that Monsanto and the biotech industry throws to lobbyists. Extreme amount of money. In fact, if you look at Obama's contributions, he received a lot of money from Monsanto, and in fact, in his political campaign, he got up on stage and said, we're going to label GMOs. And of course, that just never ever happened. Just regular politician scumbag move right there. So here is Here's an official statement. This is a short article. Here's an official statement, Jamie, from Chris Arnold, director of Chipotle's communications. Okay? Here's what he goes. We have always been clear that our soft drinks contained GMO ingredients, and that the animals from which our meat comes from consume GMO feed. That's clear as day. That's what they're saying. So after they put this beautiful sign out front about not supporting GMOs,
Right.
they're admitting that their soft drinks contain GMO ingredients. They want to be clear that their soft drinks have always contained GMO ingredients. Now, how hard is it for Chipotle to buy a non-GMO soft drink? You have to avoid the corn syrup. Okay, that's the number one ingredient. That is the big red flag in soft drinks. So that means you're supporting Pepsi or Coke or one of those other off brands that just don't care what's going on. It's so easy nowadays to buy a much higher quality soda. And I know they serve Izzy's in there. They have the bottles of Izzy's. But Izzy's owned by Pepsi. Izzy sold out years ago. I don't think there's corn syrup in Izzy, but there's probably definitely food coloring in Izzy.
Probably, yeah.
Definitely, without a doubt. But, you know, the bandwagon is you don't have, as a restaurant, you don't have to support Coke or Pepsi anymore. There's a lot of awesome soda companies out there. Boutique soda companies, craft soda companies, even more mainstream soda companies that are using cane sugar. Fair trade cane sugar, see, they don't genetically modify sugar cane, they genetically modify sugar beets. And sugar beets are what go into sugar. So you have to make sure it's sugar cane. And then the other flip side is corn syrup is genetically modified because corn is the number one genetically modified crop. So these sodas either contain beet sugar, as it specifically says sugar cane, or they contain high fructose corn syrup. So right there and then. So Chipotle went through all this great lengths to pay much more money for their GMO-free canola oil, their GMO-free corn, and they totally dropped the ball on the beverages. And then put a sign in the window saying that we're GMO-free. So the average person would never even think to question.
I wonder if they said food is GMO-free, or if anything like that was on the signs. That would be very interesting.
They might have put food on the sign. They might have.
Right.
But you know, when people focus on things, we know, Jamie, how people just they don't read. They focus on one thing. We have a sign outside. Our sign says steaks, seafood, vegan.
All they see is vegan.
All they see is vegan, and they wonder, well, how do you get a vegan lobster? How's your lobster vegan? Somebody just told me this the other day. I go, I don't understand how you have vegan steak. It's like, no, we don't have. We have beef steak, like steak. Well, it says vegan though. How can you have? And it's just what people pick out certain things, and you know, you have to be. You can't even be a marketing genius to figure this out. It's just people's behavior. They focus on one thing, and that's it, and they go with it. So we may have only said food, Jamie.
We might.
But we saw GMO-free, right? So we saw GMO-free, and we're like, that's great. Now, of course, we questioned it from the get-go. However, most other people, I don't think would even question, right?
No, I don't think so.
They would just say, "Oh, it's GMO-free." Don't read the fine print or forget about if it says food or not. I'm not sure if the sign said that or not. But we've gone back to Chipotle since, and the signs are gone now. Justin and I went in the other day when we were in Middletown. When we were there all morning and early afternoon. So we went in, and the sign is gone. The sign is not there anymore. So. And you know, as far as the meats go, when you're talking about, you know, the way most industrial animals are raised, even the organic animals, they're fed grain. Now, of course, beef is much easier to get grass-fed. There's a much better supply. And when it comes to like chicken or pork, most of that stuff is grain-fed. So, you know, I don't feel that something should be labeled GMO-free. Jamie, do you agree with this? If a chicken's fed GMO grains,
I
don't think that chicken should be labeled GMO-free. I think there should be either a big disclaimer on there that you know, this may have been fed or has been fed
right.
GMO grains. However, there's no hormones or antibiotics. Because people just assume that, oh, my chicken says no hormones, no antibiotics. My pork says no antibiotics. That it's a much purer product. And I think people see nowadays, if they see the word organic, they think it's a pure product, or it's a healthier product, and they see GMOs, they think it's a pure product. So I think people just choose and
Same
pick.
thing with natural.
Natural, they think it's a much better product, and a lot of these are just sometimes just buzzwords. Even organic. Organic does not mean healthy, people. Organic does not mean healthy at all whatsoever. You can have deep fried organic potatoes and organic canola oil. You know, you can have organic sugar with organic white flour and organic eggs and make, you know, high cholesterol, heart clogging, artery clogging desserts and fried foods, and you can make a cream sauce out of organic. So cakes, cookies, snacks, foods, they can all be organic, and it's just dead food that's just high fat and refined. Organic foods can definitely be refined on a scale like that. So Chipotle, Chipotle acknowledges that there's GMOs on premises. On premises, so don't be fooled by the sign if you saw the sign, if you see the sign. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Definitely pass it on, subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, or there's a topic you want me to make a video on, leave them in the comments below.